Okay, so I know you guys can't see this, but I actually have a very precarious looking stack of books right here. And then that's not even including these. Yikes. Okay, this is fine. I don't know how I'm gonna take the thumbnail for this video because I don't know how I'm gonna get those books on top of these books. Okay, here, let me show you the stack. Okay? And then there's 5 more books that need to go on top of all this. I don't even think okay. Oh, no, tilting. No. Okay. That worked. I'm sure I got a glorious thumbnail out of that somehow. Okay, it's completely blurry because my camera doesn't focus because my camera's fucking stupid and I'm not sure if it's the lens or the camera, but yeah, so if you guys haven't guessed, I know I'm not speaking towards you guys right now, I'm like speaking, just like speaking. Oh fuck. Now everything's out of order. Oh shit, okay. But okay, wait. Okay. Let me sit down. Okay. I gathered 23 books over the course of, since I did my last book haul, basically, which I did at the beginning of the summer. I think it was like the beginning of June that I did my last book haul. So, yeah, but yeah, it was the beginning of June that I did my book haul. It was my beginning of the summer book haul, and now this is my end of the summer book haul, and I gathered 23 books. I also have 2 more books, but they're not mine, they're my friends that are right there, but I'm not going to show you guys those because one of them's holding up the camera, or making it so it's more level, because I don't have a tripod, and I need to get one of those, but I don't have one because I'm fucking cheap. Okay, so we're gonna jump right into this because we are going to be here forever. I'm not really going to be giving you guys synopsises or anything, and I really don't want to do 23 links in the description of this video. So if you guys are interested in any of these books or you think that they look interesting, go look them up on Goodreads. I'm sure you guys will enjoy almost all of them. They all sound absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to get started. I'm not really going to go in any particular order, I don't think. I guess we can go in the order that I got them, but I don't really remember the order that I got them. So the only one I do remember is that the first book I got this summer, since my last book haul, was The Glass Sentence by S.E. Grove. I got this for free from my library, and oh my god, that was so long ago. It was before I started volunteering at the library. But basically, we had a summer reading program, and once you read like a certain number of minutes, you got once you got to like 1,000 points, you got a free book, any of your choosing, and this is the book that I chose because it looks absolutely gorgeous. It was kind of a cover buy, except I didn't buy it. And I'm super excited to get to this because this actually does sound really, really interesting. I haven't gotten to it yet, and I've had this book forever. Okay, so the next books I got, I don't know. Let's just grab these. Okay. So the next books I got, I actually went to my library, and in the front of my library we have this thing called Friends of the Library. It's like a Phoenix thing, and it's in all of the public libraries around Phoenix. And basically, in the front they have just they have a couple of bookshelves that you can pick up any books you want. It's at my particular library, it's 50 cents per paperback, and then it's $1 per hardback. And so I picked up 3 books. Ooh, am I out of focus? Ooh, I definitely am. Wow. Okay. Wait, great, Bree. But the first book I picked up was An Ember in the Ashes. Okay, pause. It was actually The City of Ember, not An Ember in the Ashes, though I say it a couple of times. I don't know what I was doing. Sorry, guys. Wow, I don't even know who actually wrote this book. Jeanne Dupois? I don't know. That could be French. It could be something that I don't know. But I picked up An Ember in the Ashes. It's a little well worn. Most of these books are, but I'm okay with that because it was only 50 cents, and I've wanted this book forever. The spine is a little cracked, if you can see that, but that's fine. It's fine. And I haven't read this book yet. but I am planning on getting to this one soon because I'm excited to get this one. Okay, the next book I picked up was Deep and Dark and Dangerous. I actually read this for Booktubeathon, so if you guys followed me during Booktubeathon, you know of this book. It's, as you can see, it's very bent in the cover, and I wasn't about to complain because I got it for literally 50 cents at the library, and this, I don't know how much this book costs. It's a good question, but I read this book way back when, and I have it on ebook, but I'm pretty sure I paid more money to get it on ebook than I did to get it at the library in physical form, so I didn't really mind that it was a little bent, because who cares? And then the last book I picked up at the library that day was Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. Again, this cost me 50 cents. It's a very small book. It's only like 100 pages long, I think. And I've never actually read, I think I read Tuck Everlasting actually when I was really young. I used to like the movie, I feel like, but I haven't read it or seen it in so long that I honestly don't remember a thing about this. So I am excited to get this because I know this is going to be a really quick read and I can just do it like in a night, in an afternoon, whenever I just feel like reading it. Right after I went to the library, because I was in such a book buying mood, I decided to go to Goodwill, and I picked up 4 books at Goodwill. The first one I picked up was Ready Player One by, does it say? Where does it say? Oh, Ernest Cline. I haven't read this book yet, but I've heard so many good things about it throughout the entirety of BookTube, and just like everywhere, this book is like, it's so well mentioned, and you can like go into Barnes & Noble right now, or at least at my Barnes & Noble, and it's just there. Like, it's just like, oh, one of these books you should buy. And I still haven't read it yet, but I got it for $2. All the books that I got from Goodwill I got for $2.50. Or at least these 4 books I did, which I think was pretty good. I got all these books for 10, like in total, I got like, how many books? 8 books technically, because I got that one for free, for $11.50, which was absolutely amazing. But, yeah, so I got Ready Player One. I'm excited to get to this one. Then I picked up The Giver by Lewis Lowry. Wow. I was going to say Lois Lane. Let's not. But yeah, I picked up The Giver. I read this back in like 8th grade. Did I read it in 8th grade? I don't remember, but I loved this book. No, it was 7th grade. No, wait. No, it was 8th grade. I don't know. But I read it and I loved it, and I am super excited to reread this book. I haven't read it in forever, but I love this series, and the movie was absolutely amazing, though it was really different, but it just brought back memories, and I'm excited to read this book. The next book I picked up was The Martian by Andy Weir. Just because I've been wanting to read this book for a while, and it was only $2.50, and it's literally, all of these books are basically in perfect condition, and I got them for $2.50. Like, you really can't complain about that. So I just decided to pick it up because I've been wanting to read this book forever, and I'm excited to get to this one because I loved the Martian movie. I don't know if it was just me. I feel like a lot of people didn't like the movie, but for whatever reason, I absolutely loved that movie. I literally watched it again right after I finished watching it because for whatever reason, I just loved it. And it's probably just because I'm a science nerd and it had to do a lot with like science and like outer space and stuff like that, and I just love that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to read this one because I'm excited to see how the movie translates into a book, because obviously the book is what the movie was based off of, but I haven't read the book yet. Yeah, I'm rambling. Okay, moving on. And then the last book I picked up was The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. So I actually got this book, if you guys remember. I don't know No, maybe you don't remember, because I don't think I had a BookTube channel back then. No, but back in April, I ended up picking this book up, I feel like, with a whole bunch of other books from the library, and then I went on vacation, and I tried to read this book while I was on vacation from the library, but I had already renewed the book a couple of times, and I was running out of renews, and I only got like 50 pages into the book, and then I had to return it to the library because I didn't end up reading more than that. So I kind of DNF'd it, but it wasn't on purpose, and it wasn't because I didn't like the book. So I'm excited to actually be able to, I'm excited to own the book and be able to read the book like that, because I've wanted to own this book forever, and I know that it's absolutely amazing, and I know that it just takes a little while to get into, which is probably my problem, is because I hadn't really gotten into the book yet. Okay, where to next? Oh, fuck, I missed a book. Oh, fuck. Alright, well, so one day I ended up going to the mall with my friend and going to Barnes & Noble, and I decided to pick up one book, and that book is The Rivals of Sherlock Holmes. This is the complete collection of every Sherlock Holmes written by all of the different authors that wrote them. And look at this cover. look at it. It's so gorgeous. So you know how Barnes & Noble has their, like, traditional covers that look like this, and they have like a million of them, and they're all $20 a piece. Yeah, well, I discovered when I was at Barnes & Noble, they have a lot of different kinds of these for different authors and different collections and stuff like that. And these are only $8 at Barnes & Noble, and they're gorgeous, and I actually prefer these to the Barnes & Noble ones, not just because they're cheaper, but because they're absolutely gorgeous, and this only cost $8. Like, literally, this costs less than one of the Shades of Magic books does. Did you know that the Shades of Magic books cost like $24 a piece? Who the hell? Okay, but yeah, I am super, super excited about this, and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I just looked at it and I was like, oh my god, all my money is going to go away, and then I just ended up buying it. But I forgot to do this in the thumbnail. It's fine. Honestly, people aren't going to count how many books are in the thumbnail. You can't even see how many books are in the thumbnail because So I actually forgot. So before I went to Barnes & Noble with my friend and got that book, I actually got 2 books from Barnes & Noble because my friend got me a gift card for my birthday. And so I ended up she got me like a $25 gift card, I think. So I ended up picking 2 books up. And those books are A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Again, if you guys watched my Booktubeathon TBR, I mentioned that I wanted to read this book. I didn't end up reading it for Booktubeathon, but I did want to read it. And I think this is the only book that I didn't actually start that was on my TBR. But I still haven't read this book, and I'm still wanting to read this book in this series. But I ended up picking up the first one, and I picked it up in hardback because whenever I go to the store, they always only have it in the paperback version, and I don't know why, but I don't want it in paperback. I want it in the hardback cover. Maybe that's just me. I feel like the paperback is also really gorgeous, but I just kind of wanted it in the hardback, so I went out and got it in hardback online. It wasn't full price. I think it was actually on sale when I got it, but then again, everything on Barnes & Noble online for all their hardbacks and everything is like 20% off already or 40% off already, so I ended up getting it for like a couple of I think I got it for like $8 or $9 or something like that. I don't remember. Maybe it was $12. I could be wrong. I don't know. But then I picked up The Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan. This is the last book in the Heroes of Olympus series. It's the only one that I didn't own. I owned all the way up to the House of Hades. I hadn't actually ever finished the House of Hades. I think I started it and I got like 50 pages into it, but I never finished it. And so therefore I never ended up picking up the last book, and so I decided to pick it up so I could finish reading the Heroes of Olympus series. And I don't know if you guys follow me on Goodreads, I actually read the first 2 at the beginning of this month, and I was like really I was just in a mood to read it, and then I just kind of stopped at Mark of Athena because I was so like endorsed in this world, and I got so tired of just reading it, so because I get bored of things easily. So then I took a break and I started reading other stuff, so I'm excited to be able to finish the series, and I'm going to be finishing it in the next month, so look forward to that. Now we're going back to when I went to Barnes & Noble and picked up Sherlock Holmes. Right after I left the mall because my friend had to go pick up her sister who was at the dentist. So I left and I decided to go to Goodwill. So in the place that I live, there's actually 2 Goodwills, but basically I went to the other Goodwill that's in my like neighborhood area, and I picked up And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. If you guys watched, again, my Booktubeathon, I ended up reading this book, and it was part of my TBR, and I absolutely loved it. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was amazing. Obviously, it's Agatha Christie, and Agatha Christie is one of those authors that I'm planning on collecting all of her books in the course of my lifetime. And so I was super, super excited to see this at Goodwill. I think I got this one for $1. Maybe $1.50. I think that Goodwill had cheaper books than the other Goodwill did, and it also had a wider selection. I don't know if it had a wider selection, actually. But I've discovered that I have 2 Goodwills, and so I am going to love both of them. But yeah, so I ended up picking this book up. And then I also picked up The Host by Stephanie Meyer. This book, I think, was supposed to be $3, but it only ended up being $1. I feel like I picked up another book, but I can't think of what it was. And then while I was at Goodwill that day, I also picked up The Secret Life of Bees and then Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children for my friend. I still have them because I haven't been able to see her because she's been pretty busy. The only time I've seen her is when I'm at work, and obviously I don't have the books with me. But yeah. So yeah, that's the next book I picked up. And now we are on to all of the books that I just got from Book Outlet a couple of days ago. If you guys watched, again, my Booktubeathon vlog, I had that I kind of did a little bit of an unboxing. I kind of just unboxed it and then it was like, hey guys, look at the books I got. Hey! And then that was it. Like, I was so spastic in that vlog that it was just kind of like all over the place, so you guys didn't really get to see anything. But here we go. Let me get these books. So to start with, the first thing I got on Book Outlet was the Lunar Chronicles. I was gonna say the Cinder series. The Lunar Chronicles, okay, sure. But yes, the first thing I got was the Lunar Chronicles books. I don't know how else to hold these with them all falling, but I was originally planning on just getting the second and third one that they had on Book Outlet. They had the paperback edition, and I was just planning on collecting the paperbacks because at one point they did have all three, but when I went to go buy the books, they only had the second and the third one. I don't know, I did that wrong. Second and the third one in paperback, and then by some miracle I found the box set of the entire series on Book Outlet, and it was only like $35, and I was just like, you know what? It's in hardback as well. We might as well just, like, buy it. And there were only, like, a couple of left. And so I ended up just buying it, plus all the other books that I already had in my cart. And so I had 5 other books in my cart. And so on top of this, I ended up getting 10 books from Book Outlet at one time. My mom thought I was insane, because that definitely went over my budget per month. I have like $40 that I allow myself to spend on books every month. And that's just because if I decide to buy something on Book Outlet, then I can spend $40 on Book Outlet and get free shipping, because once you spend more than $35, you get free shipping, and there's no point in not spending $35, because if you spend $30, then it costs $5 for shipping, and then therefore you're at $35. You might as well just get a book for that cost. And so, well, I mean, that's my thoughts anyways. So then, yeah. But then also, like, you can get a lot of books for $40 at, like, Goodwill and, like, the library and stuff like that. But yeah, so I ended up buying that. And then 2 of the books that I had in my cart were 2 Terry Pratchett books, which was I Shall Wear Midnight and then The Shepherd's Crown. This is the 4th and 5th book in the Tiffany Aching series of the Discworld series. So basically, if you don't know, Terry Pratchett has a huge series called the Discworld series. It's like 41 books long. I believe this is the last book that he wrote before he died. He died a couple of years ago. But he is such a well-known author. The Discworld series is such a well-known thing. But the Discworld series actually has like series inside the series, so basically each character has their own series that you can follow throughout the Discworld. And so when I was on Book Outlet, I was looking at Terry Pratchett to see if I could pick up any of these books. He only had 2 books that were only like $3. These are both $3 a piece. And so I decided to pick these 2 up. I originally had 3 in my cart, but obviously one of them ran out. I think it was another Tiffany Aching. I think it was the second one, but I ended up just buying the 4th and the 5th one because Terry Pratchett is another one of those authors that I'm planning on collecting throughout the entirety of my life. So for now, I'm planning on collecting the Tiffany Aching series because there's only 5 of them, and so I just need the other 3, which is the first 3. And you don't actually have to read the Discworld series in order. It just makes a lot more sense if you do read it in order. But there's so many books that, like, no one can blame you if you don't read it in order. So I am super excited about this. And look at how gorgeous they look. I just know that once I get all of these books, it's just going to be a rainbow. And it's just going to look so nice. And I'm just going to love it. But yes, that was 2 books that I picked up from Book Outlet as well. I also picked up the second book in the Apothecary. Wow, I was like The Alchemist. That doesn't sound right. In the Apothecary, which is called The Apprentices. If you guys saw my last book haul, I feel like it was in my last book haul, I showed The Apprentices. It was a book that I'm actually currently reading. I did that in my, again, Booktubeathon. It's all I'm talking about in this freaking video. So I ended up picking the second one up because it was only $3, again, on Book Outlet, or maybe it was $4. Maybe this was the $4 one. I don't remember, but I love these books, and I know that they're gonna look gorgeous together because they both love this, like, typing on the side. And there's one more book that I need for this series to finish the series, and I'm planning on reading this one and that one in the next month. So then once I finish this, I will go out and buy the third one, which I think they have on Book Outlet, but I didn't decide to buy it because, I don't know, I don't know why. Next, I also picked up 1,000 Pieces of You, again, going back to Booktubeathon, because apparently that's all I can talk about in this video. This is a book that I finished on the last day. I haven't currently actually edited that video, so I need to go do that. It's just because my phone's being weird again. But this was such an amazing book. I loved this book. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. I was expecting to like it or enjoy it, but I was a little iffy on it because I did buy it kind of because of the cover. And I ended up loving this book, and I am so excited to go read the second book. And I don't know if this is a duology or a trilogy or what. All I know is that there's 2 books that I know of, and I am just so excited to finish reading this, to like continue reading this series, because it was so good and I loved it. I gave this a 5+ out of 5 stars. And then the last book I picked up on Book Outlet was The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I have wanted to read this book for a while. I've heard a lot of mixed things about this book. Either people love it or they hate this series. And it sounds super interesting, and I'm just super excited to get into the series, because I want to. Shoot, I have to change I'm just realizing, I just read this, I have to change my reading quest thing, because this takes place in the future, and if you guys don't know, I'm actually planning on doing this thing called the Reading Quest, which is a readathon that's happening from August 14th until September 10th, I believe. And basically you have like a board, there's 4 different characters that you can choose from, and then you follow like certain paths for certain books that they want to do, and then there's also like side quests that you can do, and one of the side quests is to read a book that takes place in the past or the future, and I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to do for that. And now that I'm reading this takes place in the year 2059, so it takes place in the future. So I could have this be part of my future book in one of my side quests, and then do another book for the book that this was supposed to be, which was read the first book of a series. So I could do ACOTAR for the first book of a series. Alright, I'm just gonna end up changing that. That was a complete side note. But yeah, that was the last book that I ended up picking up. I mean, I got all of those books together, but that was the last book I ended up picking up this July, and I don't plan on picking up any more books. I think I'm going to go on a book buying ban throughout the entirety of August. We'll have to see how that works. I don't know if it's going to work well, but I'm going to try and not buy any more books until I have a majority of these books finished, because my TBR pile for the physical books that I own had gotten so bad. I was literally like, you know how big my shelves are? Like, I have like all these little cubes. I had one of the cubes designated just to my TBR pile, and I had to stack the books up, and it had gotten so bad that they went all the way to the top. Like, I couldn't fit any more books in there. And then I still have like 4 other books in my TBR that aren't part of this, plus all the ones on my bookshelf that I didn't want to take out, like the rest of the Heroes of Olympus series, or the Septimus Heap series, which I want to reread, or the rest of the Lord of the Rings. I only had 1 of each series on there if I could. But this is actually really good, because I am planning on redoing my bookshelf once I finish this video, which I'm done with this video like right now, but I'm planning on reorganizing my bookshelf. So yes. But thank you guys so much for sticking around with me through this very long, very messy video. I have just gotten off from Booktubeathon, as you can tell. I'm used to vlogging, so I'm used to just kind of like talking to you guys and like moving around and doing stuff. But yeah, so thank you guys. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new here, make sure to stick around, and if you do, I guess that I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. God, I really hope this video wasn't blurry the entire time, because I don't know, my camera doesn't focus. If you guys didn't know this, I have like a DSLR, but it's like a weird DSLR, and I'm not sure if it's my lens or if it's the camera itself, but it doesn't autofocus, which actually really bothers me. It'll autofocus if you're taking a picture, because it's a picture, it's like a photo camera. It's supposed to take pictures, not really make videos, but it focuses if you take a picture, and it'll focus if you tell it to focus, but otherwise it doesn't autofocus for you, and it doesn't focus on it because it's really loud when it focuses. And I'm thinking that's the lens, but it might not be the lens, and so therefore I should probably look into that. But yeah, okay, I'm rambling. This video was already long. Bye bye, guys. Okay.